It's like one of them apology videos. We need to talk. You're probably wondering why I'm sat here in the Fellas podcast set. And the reason for that is because I feel like there's a lot of lore in this set. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about with certain things that I've said on this podcast. So as you can tell by the title, I have something I need to announce. And I'm really excited about this because once this opportunity was given to me, I couldn't say no. Now, you're definitely still wondering what it is. Either that or I've changed the title and it's completely ruined the surprise. Either way, I am going to be running in the New York Marathon on November the 3rd. That's right. My running slander, I have slandered half marathons and all sorts. But the one thing I've always said is that a marathon is a genuine, true challenge. And I don't know if you guys remember last year, at a similar sort of time, give or take a month or two, I participated in something called 75 Hard. And it was genuinely, and I'm not exaggerating here, a life-changing 75 days for me. I learned a lot about myself. I taught myself levels of discipline that has really transpired throughout my entire life. So every year, I really want to come back and do a challenge. So this year, like I mentioned, I'm going to be running a marathon. Now, I am not really a runner.
I'm not a fighter. I've never claimed to be a fighter.
That's for sure. I have done bits of running before, particularly for 75 Hard. And you guys will remember that I had a slightly controversial opinion that people have genuinely come up to me and confronted me about in person. And I said that anybody can run a half marathon.
I got something I want to talk about. Half marathons. Hear me out. This is what I want you to do. When you do complete it, because you will, because only a half marathon is not hard.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that out first. Let's get that done now.
I'm with you.
If you look at yourself and you think, tomorrow I can't go and run a half marathon, then I would class you as unfit.
And I still do believe that. I do believe that the person behind the screen right now, whoever's watching this, I do believe that if you went outside, you'd be able to run a half marathon. But what I don't think anybody can go and run and do is a marathon. So I've decided to set myself up and go and train for this. There's another part to this. I want to create something with you guys. And by that, I mean, what I'm going to be doing is on November the 3rd, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what country you're in, I want you to complete a challenge with me, particularly a running challenge. Now, for you, that might be 10K, that might be a half marathon, that might be a marathon, or you might be one of them mad bastards that goes and does the ultra marathons, right? I know you're out there, okay? And you guys have problems.
Stay hard.
But regardless, I want you to set yourself a challenge and I want you to come along the journey with me. Now, the date is about 13 weeks away, give or take a few days. That is plenty of time to train and potentially change your life. Running is one of those things that I've heard from so many people that has helped with their mental health, their physical health certainly. And I just think that when we come together and create a community around these things, it makes the challenges much easier. During the 75 Hard days, I created a community on there that we were constantly sharing tips on how we can improve things, how we're getting on. It was fantastic and it was really, really helpful. So this year, I'm gonna do the same thing. I wanna build a community of people that are gonna join me on this 13-week challenge and try and complete anything. Like I said, you don't even have to sign up for an event. If it's just a 10K run, then go and run the 10K at a park, whatever. If it's a half marathon, you can do it anywhere. You don't need to sign up for an event. You're more than welcome to. I'm gonna be doing it in New York at the marathon there, and I'm absolutely bricking it. If you're a little bit worried about where to start, I messaged a few of the boys, I belled them up and I asked them all for training plans. Now, they all pointed me in one direction, and that was an app called Runna. Now, before you guys think, oh, here comes like a sponsored section, they are actually the ones that offered me the opportunity to race in this New York Marathon. And so it worked out perfectly. In the same way that I teamed up with a company for 75 Hard, I'm doing the same for this marathon. I think it works really, really well because ultimately it allows me to, one, make a really good video about the whole process, but two, build a community around this challenge that I'm sort of setting myself, but I'm also setting you guys. It's one of the most important things in life to do is constantly be challenging yourself. If you feel you're not happy with your mental health, your physical health maybe, or you just feel a little bit stagnant in life, then setting yourself a pretty aggressive challenge is a fantastic way to help yourself out. I promise you. And so that's what I'm doing with this. And that's what Runna pretty much allows you to do is you put in all your stats. So you select, oh, I would like to be able to run a half marathon. I've got 13 weeks to do it. This is my current speed, or maybe I'm just a complete beginner, whatever that is. You type it in, and if you use the code CALFREEZY, you will get yourself 2 weeks off, which is absolutely super important. And the reason why that is important is because there was a stat when I did that 75 hard challenge, and they said, if you manage to complete the first 10 days of the challenge, there was like an 80% likelihood that you would complete the whole thing. And so that works out perfectly, because if you get the first 2 weeks free, what that means is if you complete those first 2 weeks, there's a really high chance that you're going to complete this challenge. And so I think this is going to work really, really well. I'm going to leave a link down below. Make sure you use the code CALFREEZY. And what that also does is it puts you straight into the community. If you click the community button, you can check out the groups, and you'll see I've called it Run Piggy Run. So yeah, and also like the square is my big face. I'll show you a picture of it. And I'm going to be in there posting, keeping everyone updated on there, but I'm also going to be keeping people updated on Instagram as well. So if you want to check out my Instagram, go over there. And I really want to create a community vibe to this, because I think it's going to be really important. I'm so glad I have the Runna app, because it doesn't just say, oh, go and run. Like, I've looked at it and it's really, really detailed. It'll be things like tempo running. I didn't even know that you had to do that to get quicker. A couple of them were like hill running or hill sprints or something like that. And then you had like easy runs, long runs. There's so much variety in there, which is good, because if it was just me, I would just go out there aimlessly and run with no real sense of what I need to be doing. Whereas this is giving me a bit of structure and ultimately going to help me complete this challenge. And I think that's just super important. So give it a go, like I said, for free, and really promise yourself that you're actually going to complete this challenge. There were a lot of people in 75 hard, and don't get me wrong, there's going to be people that can't do it for certain reasons, family reasons, health reasons. There's lots of things that pop up, and that's fine. But what I would ask is that if you are going to start, give it a good go. Don't half-arse it, because it's the worst thing that you can do for yourself. Genuinely, once you complete something like this, whatever that challenge is that you're gonna set yourself, you're gonna feel so much better for it, and a genuine sense of accomplishment. A lot of people, I get so many messages, particularly since the 75 hard challenge video, that was saying like, I'm stuck in a rut, I'm unhappy with the way I look, my career is kind of stalled, I don't really know what I'm doing. What I would recommend to them is build in some level of discipline. And by partaking in a challenge like this, you're absolutely going to build that level of discipline. When you have to go on a run that you don't want to do, you got to get it done. You got to just do things you don't want to do to get where you want to be. And I think that's super, super important. And that's what this challenge is about. It's me doing something. I'll be honest with you, I don't enjoy running. I might do by the end of this, especially with some level of structure and discipline. That's what most people tell me anyways. Proddy is constantly harping on at me saying, trust me mate, once you get into the swing of things, you'll love running. It's just the first few weeks are a bit rough. So I'm gonna take his word on that. If you guys do have any questions about any of this challenge, how you can be involved, whatever it is, leave a comment on this video. I'll do my best to get back and reply to as many people as I can that have questions about this. I'm super excited. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous.
I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know? I'm a little bit weak.
Won't I be able to complete this marathon? I sure hope I can, and it will be an incredible experience. I feel like it's a bucket list thing. So really excited for November the 3rd. I hope you guys can come up with whatever running challenge that you guys want to do and complete by or on November the 3rd. Because what we're doing is we're going to make a video about this entire process, similar to 75 hard. But at the end, I want to feature a bunch of your guys' stories and your guys' challenges. So by sending me pictures, videos of you guys doing your challenge, I think that will be a really cool part to the video and a way for you guys to be involved as well.